In this tutorial we'll be adding enemies to our game. In this case the enemy is a beetle. We would like to put some rats instead. There are two sprites for the rat. One when it's in the middle, just above or below the player, and one when it's facing him. We'd like to make the speed a little lower. And to add the enemies, we just use triggers. They're called zombies in the original game. First we'll add a power-up just to position the enemy. We change the power up to a zombie, which in this case is a rat. The position is a bit too high, we'd like to put it lower. And we would like to see the triggers, in this case the detectors which detect the zombie collision with the level. There are two legs, a right leg and a left leg, and they say how the rat can fall or turn around. We can find the difficulty of the game with CR and the command getD. The difficulties are 3, easy, in which case the zombie doesn't move, and that's why the rat is floating. If the difficulty is normal, the zombie walks around, in this case the rat. We can control the scale of those detectors. We should make them smaller, and they're distanced from the rat, so the height should be adjusted. Even more. And that should be about right. We can set the difficulty to normal. Now the rat goes left and right on the platform. It doesn't follow the player, it just moves until it reaches the end. When the difficulty is set to hard, in this case set D and then hard, the rat will try to follow the player and sometimes will even fall off. When the player touches the rat, the level is restarted. We can add another enemy here, and we can use the getXY command, CR, then type getXY, to find out the distance from the origin where the game starts. We also have an offset of the level, which is about 150, so this should be about right. We can set the difficulty to start on hard by setting it here. And we have a rat that follows us around, and we're pretty much stuck if he follows us to the end. We can put the detectors and triggers back to invisible again. Now everything looks a little more natural. We can trick the rat into following us and jump over him and end the level like that. We can also boost and jump afterwards, but currently the boost has a sword, so it would make more sense if when we're super powered up, the rats would just disappear in contact with the player. So we're going to add some logic to the zombie sprite. Instead of a simple collision which restarts the level, we're going to have some branching code. Which detects if the player's boost is smaller than the maximum, meaning the player is not super yet, he's normal. In both cases we want to delete the clone, meaning the rat, and we'd like to play a different sound when the rat disappears, a popping sound. First, let's test it. Boost is 0, so now the rat should disappear. But what we want is the rat to disappear when the boost is maximum. So we need to change the sign. It will be equal to maximum. And now the rat should hurt us if we're not boosted. But when we're boosted, which we can see with get B, the rat disappears. So we got two ways of finishing the level. One without boost by tricking the rat and jumping over him, and the second one by boosting and killing the rats. We'd also like a different sound effect for when the rat bites us. We should use a chomp, not the creepy sound from the original zombie. That's about it.